Is it safe to come out? Hey Joe fans, I'm JoeFan82 here with another video. That's right, I'm back. I couldn't keep quiet with all this exciting Joe news coming out. G.I. Joe is back in the news again. It's hard to believe it's been a long time. And I wanted to share my opinion on the new images that have just been released for the new 6-inch line of G.I. Joe action figures from Hasbro. If you are a Joe fan, you've probably seen these. So I'm just gonna, this isn't really news. I'm not giving you news. I'm giving you my opinion of the news. So let's see here. I've got the images right here. So the first things that came out were for Snake Eyes. And this is, from what I understand, a event exclusive. So Hasbro put this set together for maybe SDCC or something else, and it has a few extra things that won't be in a retail release. So you've got what looks like maybe possibly the retail release there on the left in the window box packaging, and then it's surrounded by foam, and then on the right you see all these extra accessories. And the packaging looks very nice for me anyway. It's black and white, and it's dark, and we've got a nice image of Snake Eyes there, and he's there in the package. And here he is out of the package. He's looking pretty good. He's got, look at a lot of accessories, a couple hands, extra hands. Now if you flip that stand around, on the other side is a rack that holds most, if not all, of the weapons. And on this side is some Japanese imagery there. You notice the two wolves on the bottom of the stand, and he looks good. Obviously, this is not a straight interpretation of the 80s figure that we saw. Some people are upset that these are not exact reproductions of the 80s figures, and I knew that that's not what we were going to see. These are, at least right away in the first wave, these are updated takes on the familiar looks that we've seen. I mean, he's still got the visor, he's dark, he's not in a different color, he's wearing black, you know. I think they hit most of the major themes of Snake Eyes, but it looks like he has the same modern articulation for a 6-inch figure that you might see in Marvel Legends or Star Wars. So I think he's looking pretty good, and I think the Snake Eyes figure received the most positive praise out of the 3 images that were released up until the recording of this video. The other 2 figures are Roadblock and Scarlet. So first, here's Roadblock in the packaging, and I just want to say I really like that they put some character artwork on the packaging, character-specific artwork. This isn't like Retaliation, where it was just Roadblock and Snake Eyes on every single figure packaging. This is Roadblock figure with a Roadblock picture on the front, and the artwork looks good to me. Looks like this is sort of a updated look of his version 2, vintage version 2 figure, and both he and Scarlett, that you'll see in a second, have some, looks like gold accents there on the boots. I'm not a huge fan of the gold. I would have preferred silver, but that's just my opinion. I would have preferred silver, and then maybe gold for a variant or something. But the sculpt looks good. The major complaint I've seen about this figure is his accessory. The weapon that they chose to give him is not his traditional weapon, so it's got some shorts ruffled up there. It is what it is, guys. You know, I don't know what to tell you. That's the weapon they chose to give him. So I'm thinking they're trying to do a futuristic military kind of thing. So, you know, G.I. Joe is always a few steps into the future. So I don't know what kind of weapon that is, but it looks similar to, I've seen some people compare it to that one Stormtrooper's weapon from Force Awakens. It's got that like lightning staff thing. It looks kind of like that. But I think he looks good. Yeah. So again, the gold, I would have preferred like a silver color. Then we have Scarlett, and she's also got some artwork there. This is, of the 3 figures, this is probably my least favorite. This is probably, I think, the furthest departure from the vintage look. I think it looks good. It looks okay. Again, the gold is there. I would have preferred silver. It looks kind of like a combination of just the different iterations of Scarlett that we've seen, both animated and comic. Maybe leaning more towards the modern comic book appearances versus the vintage stuff. Looks like she's got a crossbow there, and yeah, she's got dark pants, some blue. There is some of that mustardy yellow color on her uniform in some places, but she doesn't have that unitard look that her vintage figure had. I don't know if that's what people are, I've seen some people complain about, but it looks good to me. It looks like something that the young people might be interested in, which I guess is what they're trying to capture. Some of the young audience, people buying their other 6-inch figures, might look over and see these and think they look pretty cool. I don't know what the back of these packages look like. I don't know if there are file cards. I don't know if there's a cross-sell for other figures. That would be nice if there is. And I believe there is another Snake Eyes. I don't know if I'm guessing this Snake Eyes will be in the first wave at retail, and I think there's one other Snake Eyes that's supposed to be. And I just remember that there was a Duke picture released. Let me see if I can find that. All right, here's the image of Duke, and just from this angle, he looks like Duke. He's blonde. Looks like maybe he's got a scar over his right eye there. Looks like his shirt is the same color as the vintage, or similar color to the vintage figure, but with some modern little updates and some kind of futuristic gun there. Just from this, he looks good to me. It looks pretty good. One complaint I have with these guys, that I have the same complaint over Marvel Legends, is there are no figure stands included with these. That's something that G.I. Joe has had consistently since the modern line started in 2007. And I think that's a miss on Hasbro's part. I think figure stands really been good. I understand 6-inch figures may be more stable to stand them up, but still, that having that figure stand provides that extra level of stability. If you happen to accidentally bump into a shelf, you don't want 20 figures falling over and then having to set them up, when just having a figure stand would prevent that. So figure stands would have been nice. That's probably my biggest issue with them. I think they look pretty good. Now, again, I'm not a 6-inch collector. I have a few Marvel Legends, and that's about it for 6-inch. And my son has some of the Power Rangers from the Lightning Collection. Those are great figures. The Marvel Legends that I do have are pretty good. So I'm expecting high quality with these. Pictures are one thing, but having them in hand is another. So right now, I believe you can pre-order the Snake Eyes figure. That's the event exclusive figure, and that's going for $40 on HasbroPulse.com. And I think tomorrow, Saturday, the at least Roadblock and Scarlet, maybe the other figures too, will be available for pre-order, I think. So you might want to check the Hasbro Pulse website tomorrow just to see. And I think that's it for now. That's my take on these first official images from Hasbro for the 6-inch line. I'm expecting tomorrow to see image for Destro. Destro is supposed to be in that first line. Maybe the other Snake Eyes. We'll see what he looks like. And I'll let you know what I think. So that's going to be it for this video. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.